Hello, I'm Meghan Schiller from KDKA-TV News, and this is your KDKA News Now update. A program dedicated to serving children in need put on hold now after a devastating fire cost them thousands of dollars worth in inventory. The Rotary Club of Latrobe has been working for nearly a decade to provide meals to local students in need. Erica Stanish has more on how you can help.
The Rotary Club packs those meals for their backpack program right inside here, but flames tore through their building earlier this week, costing them thousands. And now they're trying to restock their shelves so no student goes without a meal.
I couldn't believe it. We saw it on Facebook in the morning. We come right up, to see what was going on.
Days after a massive fire tore through several businesses in Latrobe, residents remain stunned, curiously showing up to the Latrobe 30 shops days later to see the damage for themselves.
So we just wanted to see how they're coming. I feel bad, everybody lost so much stuff.
The Rotary Club of Latrobe used one of the now damaged spaces as a storefront for their Food for Thought backpack program. For 9 years, the president, John Watson, says volunteers have packed thousands of meals for students experiencing food insecurity.
We work with the guidance counselors at the schools to determine the need. The program has grown through the years. We currently pack between 200 and 220 bags of food every Wednesday that gets distributed to the Greater Latrobe and the Derry area schools, grade schools.
He says they lost around $8,000 in their food supply in the fire that was meant to get them through the end of the school year.
We were very, very fortunate that the fire didn't really cause any real damage to any of our other supplies, tables, totes that we use, any other supplies that we use. It's just the food parts that we're not able to use going forward.
Now, they say they're working out of a temporary space and collecting donations in hopes to continue their mission, business as usual.
A lot of kids need that. So I hope that everybody pitches in and gets it going again.
Now, if you would like to help, the Rotary Club is asking for monetary donations more than anything. We have the different ways on how you can do that on our website, KDKA.com. Reporting in Latrobe, Erica Stanish, KDKA-TV News.
The Greene County Historical Society Museum in Waynesburg is opening up for the season this weekend. And if you haven't been to this one-of-a-kind spot in our region, it really is worth a trip. Krista Rose has the story.
The Greene County Historical Society Museum is set to open back up for the season this coming Saturday. And if you haven't been to this fascinating place yet, you may want to take some time and check it out. The museum has over 35,000 square feet and over 50 rooms full of the county's history.
This is sort of a blend between a gigantic big historical site and a county historical society. There's a little bit of something here that'll interest everybody.
For railroad buffs, there's a portion of the museum dedicated to preserving the history of the Waynesburg and Washington Railroad. And there's even a functional locomotive in one of their barns that runs on a closed track in nice weather. And the museum building itself is full of history as well. It was actually an almshouse for over 100 years that saw mentally ill people locked away within its walls, and shockingly, some were even chained in their basement dungeon.
This is one of the few spots left in the building where there is evidence that people were chained to walls. And unfortunately, back then, they didn't have the understanding of, mental disorders and mental conditions like we do today. So if they couldn't manage you, the simple answer is bring you to a place like this and chain you up to the wall.
With all this in mind, it may not come as a shock to learn that the museum is allegedly haunted.
Just as we're talking about the paranormal.
Yeah, actually they like batteries.
And most weekends, the museum is usually rented to paranormal investigators, all hoping for a story like many of the staff have.
I remember my first month here, I'd be in my office in the building by myself, and you could clearly hear people walking around upstairs. I would search the place. I have a background in security, so I'm accustomed to searching. And, go upstairs, nobody was here.
So it may be safe to say that the history here just might come alive or even come back from the dead. But you won't know for yourself unless you stop by and check out this place in person. Reporting in Greene County, Krista Rose, KDKA-TV News.
And here is First Alert meteorologist Ray Petlin with a look at your weather for the week ahead.
A lot warmer than what we have outside right now. Temps mid-50s in Pittsburgh, 55 in Greensburg, Newcastle 54, 54 in Indiana. You get those temperatures pretty consistent across the region. Now, overnight, we are going to see our temps fall down to about 40 in Pittsburgh, but north of town, many of the temperatures are going to dip into the 30s, so another frost advisory and freeze warning. Up north of Pittsburgh, with many of the temperatures easily falling into the 30s, especially north of Route 422. Pittsburgh 40 degrees, 42 Connellsville, 44 even in Morgantown. And highs tomorrow are going to make a push towards 70 degrees. So most of us are going to have quite a warm end to the work week. And tomorrow comes with a lot more sunshine than what we had today. Temperatures will continue building through the weekend. I think by Sunday, Monday, low to mid 80s are likely for the area. And this warm up does come with a little unsettled weather attached. So just know getting into the weekend, we are going to see some rain chances around, but not a washout. So overnight, mainly clear skies. I think a nice starlit night across the region, but a chilly night across the region as well, especially up to the north where they could see some frost. Tomorrow, bright sunshine. That's going to take us through the day, but into the evening, the clouds will start to work back in, and we'll see a push for some rain arriving between 10 p.m. and midnight. Initially, some light rain. Early Saturday morning, the rain could pick up in intensity for a bit, but this shouldn't last too long. This is a snapshot of what 8 a.m. is looking like on the future radar. That moves on, and I think we start to break up the clouds for the afternoon. So an improving afternoon, and most of the rain for Saturday comes from the start of the day. Now, the rain we get this weekend could try to move us to the #1 spot for the official wettest April on record. That is 8.11 inches set back in 1901. There's an unofficial record from 1852 where we had over 9¼ inches of rainfall, but official records didn't start until 1871. So there's a record there. It's just not official. So just know we could be pushing towards both of those as the weekend continues. Now, overnight, we're looking at 40 degrees. Skies clearing out even more. Up to the north, we see some frost potential. And then tomorrow, after that cold start, we're looking at those sunny skies to take us through the day. It's going to be a beautiful looking setup throughout tomorrow. Temperatures by lunchtime in the mid-60s. By dinner time, we're talking about 70 degrees, but by 8 o'clock, we start to see our skies turning mostly cloudy in advance of that rain that's taking us from tomorrow night into Saturday morning. Sunday, you could see a stray shower up to the north. I think many locations are going to end up dry there. Partly cloudy Monday, and then we see some unsettled weather Tuesday, which will lead to temperatures falling off a little bit there, but we start to bounce back on Wednesday with temperatures close to 80 by Wednesday of next week.